Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I like to apply taping hair extensions. I got together with great lengths and I want to show you exactly how I like to apply the tapes to get the best technique, also what's the kindest on the hair, and then I'm going to go through it and show you some cutting techniques and some styling techniques so you know all the tricks and how to create a beautiful full head of hair extensions. Alright, let's get into it. What I love about great lengths hair is that it's ethically sourced from Indian temples. Now you can even trace the hair back to the temple that it came from, which for me is really important. It's 100% Remy virgin human hair, so the quality is amazing, and my favorite feature is it's double drawn. Double drawn effectively means that the hair is just as thick at the bottom that it is the top. Quite often with hair extensions, as the hair goes towards the bottom, it gets a lot thinner and a lot weaker. Not with great lengths, they've got you covered. The weight goes all the way through to the bottom, as you can see. What's amazing about these extensions is they have medical grade latex-free adhesive, which is actually the only hair extensions on the market that offer that. This is the great lengths application tool. No need for heat, no need for flattening irons. This does all of the work. So once I've applied my tape, I just squeeze it throughout the width of the actual tape itself, and then I go in either end and just clamp it together, and that seals the deal. We're going to start the application. First of all, always make sure you have freshly washed hair and use a clarifying shampoo to make sure you remove any oils from the hair so the adhesive can adhere. Start at the nape of the neck. I always like to start about an inch away from the hairline so there's no telltale signs of the extensions. Okay, so first of all, we're going to take the section of hair that I'm going to apply the first tape to. So I like to work from the middle in a brickwork technique. So take the fine section of hair around a couple of centimeters, clip that away. So we're going to place the base tape adhesive 1/2 centimeter away from the roots, and we're just going to close that down on top of that bottom tape. And then what we're going to do is sandwich the top extension in on top. You can see that's our first section done. And we're going to go in with the applicator. I like to squeeze it in the middle and then go either side of the corners just to make sure that the corners are really nice and secure, because they're always the areas you want to make sure that are nice and flat. We're going to continue one either side, and again we're just going to lift that hair up, place it 1/2 centimeter away from the roots, lay that hair down on top, and if you need to, I can just use my tail comb just to push it in. I'm just going to go in, squeeze that together, and then either side just on the corners. And you can already tell there's a great amount of weight. The volume throughout the top to the bottom is even, and that's the fact that we've got that double drawn hair extension, so you can see it's got a really nice shine. Okay guys, so I've just taken my neck section 1/4 inch above what we just did in the nape. Now what we're going to do is use a flattening iron. Now this is what I do through every section. I just flat iron each section of hair so it lays completely flat, gets rid of any little flyaways, makes everything sit nice and flat to the scalp so you know your extensions are going to sit in the right direction. I like to get in kind of close towards the root area here, and then we're just going to literally close that down just so when we put the extension in, we've got that nice flat surface for them to adhere to. Underneath here we have our hair extension, which is in the middle, so we're going to brick work. So what we're going to do now is effectively we have one extension here in the middle and we have one in the side, so we're going to work our top one over the top but in a brickwork pattern formation. So brickwork effectively means we're going to have one here, one here, one in the middle, one here, one here, one here, and then on top we're going to place our extension in the middle. So you get a brickwork pattern so the hair's not just falling in one direction. Go 1/2 centimeter away from the scalp. That's probably my biggest tip, making sure that the hair hugs the scalp, but not so much that A, it's uncomfortable, or B, that it doesn't sit completely flat to the head. That's why I always like to work about 1/2 centimeter. Then we're going to apply that top tape in there, sandwich it together with our great lengths application tool. We're going to squeeze it either side, just on those corners, to get a nice, secure fit. I always like to play with the color pattern because I like to get a really nice even blend, but making it look more natural. So we're actually using 2 browns. You can see more of a natural brown here that suits the model's hair color, and then we're going for a slightly lighter brown. Most times people's natural color is not one solid color, so I always use one shade lighter and one shade darker, and I tend to sandwich them together to get a really nice natural effect. Now we're going to go in on the next section and we're going to brickwork in on either side, making sure that you're going in that in-between pattern. We've got most of the back in now. As you can see, there's a really nice weight to the hair already. The color blends seamlessly because we've got those lighter brown tones and then the model's natural tones as well. My model's crown naturally is going to part, so because it's going to part, I'm actually going to now kind of freehand put the extensions in. It's really important to know how your client's going to wear her hair. So I know now that my client's part is going to split, so I'm not going to put any higher. We've already gone just underneath the crown, so that's where we stopped our last section. But I am going to just peek one in here, just to fill in this section here where the hair sits flat. I think for me, when I'm applying the extensions, is I tend to work mainly with a brickwork technique. But then, you know, beyond that, a lot of it is individual to the client and how their hair is going to sit. So I'm going to take this section here, and you can see that just fills in really nicely. So we're going to clamp that 3 or 4 times. So for me, that will just blend in those kind of corner sections and make sure we're covered in all areas. Okay guys, so all of those extensions are in the back, and now what we're going to do is blend them through to the side. I always like to work on a diagonal. So we're going to follow through from the back, and we're going to work on a diagonal section so the hair falls around the face, not away from the face. It's much more flattering. I like to use my flattening iron at this point, just to take any kinks out of the root. I usually work about an inch away from the ear, so an inch above, because remember, we want to make sure there's no telltale signs of the extensions. Okay, so you'll see that I'm applying these extensions here now on a slight diagonal section in pattern. The reason being is because we want to build the hair around the face so it falls forward onto the face rather than falling away from the face. So with my neck section, I actually want to apply a tape here. But for me, there's not enough room because as you're going to see it. So what I like to do sometimes, just around the hairline to customize the extensions, is to cut them in half and lock it in nice and tight. And then remember, we're still working on a brickwork technique. So because we've got 2 here, I'm just going to put 1 in here on the middle and then build 2 out. What I love about great lengths is the fact that tapes are so small, and by snipping them in half, you can make them even smaller and really customize areas, especially for bangs if people are growing them out or you want to create a curtain bang. It's a really nice technique. Okay guys, so as you can see, we've just finished the one side, and now what we're going to do is complete the upper side and fill out all of this hair. But you can see how much weight and volume you get. It instantly fills the hair out. Pretty nice. Don't forget, always have a good consultation with your clients and make sure you know exactly how your client's going to wear her hair, because all of those things really go into accountability when personalizing the extensions. How many to put around the hairline, whether to put them higher up in the crown or not. All of those things are real good talking points to get to know your client, and that's why you should fill out the questionnaire first. Okay guys, the most important part when cutting extensions is to never cut blunt lines, because it just instantly makes the hair look clumpy and it doesn't fall as natural. So when I'm cutting hair, I like to graduate from where their shortest layer is and then blend that into the longest length. So I'm basically going to follow from where Annie's shortest length is to the longest. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to glide them all the way down the hair, just opening and closing them. Now, if you want to as well, you could also use a razor at this point. A razor is a really nice way of blending the hair. So same in the back section, guys, we're gonna direct the hair out, and again, just using our scissors, taking away the weight and really blending the hair so it's nice and layered and soft. Although I'm slicing away the weight, what I do want to maintain is the length. So I'm working right till the very ends and keeping that last bit of length. Okay guys, so we just bent the ends slightly with a large curling iron just to give the hair a little bit of a bend so I can see where the layers are falling. What I like to do to finish off with is just take these front sections, and I just want to make sure that they blend completely. So I'm just going to freehand just slice through and just blend that top layer. What we wanted to do with this particular look is we did want to keep some length, but mainly, you know, Annie really wanted to create beautiful layers, lots of movement, and kind of have that really sexy vibe. Now, as you can see, you can't see any of the extensions. So if I pull Annie's hair up to the side, you can't see any of the extensions, which I think is really, really important. There's no telltale signs of any extensions, which I think is key. Even if we're going into the back section here, again, you can't see any extensions. It's completely seamless. Okay guys, so now we're gonna style the hair. As I said, I just bent the very ends with a flattening iron just to give the layered effect so I could see where the layers are. But now we're gonna add a little more volume by using a Velcro roller. Benefits of Velcro rollers, whether it's extensions or not, is there's no heat, so it's going to give your hair a great bend and a great bounce without applying any more heat. The bigger the size, you're going to get more volume and less curl. The smaller the size, you're going to get a lot more curl. So I'm actually going to use the medium size. So I'm going to take that front section, make sure those ends go in nice and smooth, wrap those ends all the way in, and then literally it should just stick like so. And then we're gonna put those throughout the whole head of hair. We're gonna leave it for about 20 minutes. Okay, so we're just taking these Velcro rollers out. As you can see, we've got a nice bounce to the hair. But at this point, what I don't like to do is I don't like to brush the hair. What I'll do is I like to use this. This is the Style and Steroids by Color. It's a volumizing spray, which I'll just put through, and it gives your hair that little bit more of a lived-in feel. Okay guys, as you can see, this is the final look. So you should get a really nice layered, glamorous look. The hair flips over, it moves nicely to the side. You don't have to do too much with it because you've got all those really beautiful layers in it. I think the great thing about extensions is having fun with them, but also just being confident to cut them and shape them and, you know, kind of blend in what you've already got. It should be an extension of what the client's already got. But for me, the hair falls really seamlessly. You get a really nice blend of length, but also, you know, you get the excitement of the layers. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. More importantly, I hope you picked up a few tricks and tips. Make sure you write in the comments below what you think. You can follow me at Appleton1 for some more tips and tricks, and also make sure you follow Great Lengths to see what their latest techniques are like. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.